My dear friends, this is Gonal from Presidency Degree College Maski. Please subscribe our channel for the more videos. Now we are discuss about the correlations and regression chapter. It comes under from quantitative techniques. The correlation is a statistical measure that indicates the extent to which two or more variables fluctuate together. Which are the two or more variables? We are considered for the x and y. For take some examples, suppose we have to invest some money in the company. The products will be selling. The prices of the productions selling of prices will be rises, or profit will be rises, or losses will be coming also. In this we have invested money also we are considering for variable, and profit also we are considering for variable, losses also we are considering for variable. The degrees of correlations is considering for x and y. And next, the what is an co means together, and relations means of the connections, which were and relations. We are connecting for two variables, that we are connecting for two situations, we are called as the correlations. And the definitions, according to the W.I. King, what is told that the correlations is a means that between two series or the groups of data there exists some casual connections, where the group data means of the sum of informations. What are the informations? Some situations of information, some things of the informations. So here I will repeat once again. The correlations means that the between two series or groups of data there exists some casual connections. There's some casual connections. In the types of correlations, we are based on the three types. On the basis of the direction one, on the basis of the number of sets, on the basis of change. First we have to go for on the basis of direction. The first one, positive correlation, and second one, the negative correlation, and third one, partial correlation. Partial correlations means it's depend on one to another, and second one, only the two sets on the basis of number of sets. In that types, only the two sets, and second one, more than the two sets. On the basis of the change, the linear means in the mathematically in the graph, linear graph, in the equations of y is equals to ax plus b. And the non-linear means the curved lines like that. Is on the basis of the direction, the positive correlation. The positive correlation is if the values of the two variables are changing with the same direction. What we are changing here, and the example, productions of expenses and sales. How will be an expenses will be there in the productions? One company will be the invested of amount, how will be expenses will be going on, and the sales is how will be there. We are considering for the two variables. And the height and weight, suppose we are considering for in a small child, how will be the growth rate for the height, thus the weight is also increases. And the water consumptions and temperature, in sea of the surrounding of the weather, the water consumptions, heavy rains will be there, means water is also consumptions, and temperatures, some type sun will be rises, means the temperature is also rises. And we are conclude that suppose the two variable we are considering for any situations means the x is increases, the y variable also increases. It's comes under the positive correlations. And x is suppose decreases, the y is also decreases. Now, if the values of two variables are changing with the opposite directions, the values of two variables changing with the same direction means the positive relationship. The values of the two variables changing with the opposite directions means negative relationship. For the example, suppose in our home the TV will be there. The time will be increases. Suppose in the 2020 we have purchases of one TV, means in the 2030 the TV time will be increases. The grades will be decreases. This will be source for the negative relationship of the negative correlations. See here, the x of the variable, we have so much of the examples will be there. We are considering for the two variables. X will be increases, the y will be decreases, and the x will be decreases, the y will be increases. And that's why I will say for if the values of the two variables are changing with the opposite directions. In the basis of directions, the third one, the partial correlations. Here the positive correlations and the negative correlations are so easy. Here there is no here. The partial correlation, the more than two variables. Here the positive correlation and negative correlations, we are considering only two variables. Here we are considering more than two variables. More than two variables are recognized, but only the two variables influence each other. More than two variables will be there, but two variables only the influence to each other. The effect of other influencing variable is kept constant. One influencing of variable is kept remains of constant. So here, for example, if we limit of our correlations of analysis of yield, okay, suppose of the yield will be there, of yield and rainfall will be keeping fertilizers variable will be constant. Suppose ನಾವು ಈಗ ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಮಳೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮಳೆ ಬರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಭತ್ತ ಬೆಳಿತೀವಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಭತ್ತ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಈ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಏನೇನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನೇನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೇಗೆ? ಸಪೋಸ್ ಈ ಸತೆ ಮಳೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಹೇಗೆ? ಈ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ರಿಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ see, I will repeat of one more time. If we limit of our correlations of analysis, we are correlations of analysis of yield and rainfall keeping the fertilizer variable constant to become a problem. Which one is the problem? The partial correlations is problem. On the basis of number of sets and the correlation, only two sets. That's called the simple correlations. In two sets means we are considering only the two variables. And the second one, more than two sets. More than two sets means more than two variables. Suppose I already explained in the partial correlation. Suppose rain will be coming, fertilizers and yield. So that's the things. And the last one, on the basis of the change. In that first one, linear. Linear means the straight line. Suppose we are drawing for the scatter diagram. The straight line it will become two variables also goes through that one. How? See, the amount of change in one variable, see here, the amount of change in one variable tends to bear a constant ratio to the amount of change in other is called linear. Tends not to bear is called non-linear. Okay, linear, I will repeat it once again. The amount of change in one variable tends to bear a constant ratio to the amount of change in other is called linear correlation. And non-linear means that tends to not bear of the constant ratio of the amount of the change in other is called non-linear correlations. And the next one, the method of determining the correlations. How we can determine the correlation? In this, the three will be there. First one, using the scatter diagram, we also determine then the correlation. The second one, the Curl Pearson's, the coefficients of correlations. It's represented denoted for the R also. And last one, third one, the rank correlations. More informations we can continue in the next video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Thank you.